Well, welcome back to our programme today, coming to you live from Being Sound in Leytonstone High Road, East London, for those that aren't aware. And we've been talking to a few people in the business community today, and we're going to carry on doing that right now as we speak with Jennifer, who's joined me from Trading Places, the estate agent. You're the office manager, is that right?
I am, yes I am.
My first question to you is, how long have you been in and around Leytonstone for?
Well, I was actually born in Leytonstone, but I've been working for the agency since '97.
So you've been with them quite a while now, and you've seen quite a few things changing in Leytonstone when it comes to property management, I take it?
Yes, I have, lots.
Is there a lot going on at the moment?
Yes, definitely. What with the Olympic announcement and obviously the generation of the local borough Stratford, we've seen many changes in the area.
Sure, and how are things in the property market at the moment?
Pretty good. I know there's been a lot of doom and gloom reported, but generally here in Leytonstone we're doing fairly well.
Yeah, and OK, that's interesting. I know today you were quite busy as well. It's one of your busy days at the weekend, yeah?
Yes, it is.
There's a sort of a general thing, I guess, across this sort of sector. So what's moving at the moment in terms of property, would you say? What's very busy in October 2011?
Houses. Can't get enough of them.
Right. There's a shortage of stock at the moment, would you say?
Very much so, yeah. I mean, flats are selling, but because the first-time buyers are still finding it so hard to get mortgages and raise deposits, there's a little bit of a staleness there, but houses, definitely good demand for those in this area.
Any specific area of Leytonstone? Because I mean, how do you actually class it? I know we've got the area that most know between the what we know as the Green Man Roundabout and Leytonstone High Road Station, and then further sort of down south, if you like. Yeah, and so which areas are busier than others, or is it all across the board at the moment?
It's all across the board. I mean, we've got our desirable parts deemed as by some, which is Upper Leytonstone and Bushwood, but the rest of Leytonstone is still selling because it offers a different style of property and at a different price.
And obviously people's circumstances as well, I take it, because as we're saying as well, some people it's their first time in England, I guess, coming to Leytonstone from the various communities around here. Others have moved into the area. Why do you think some people are moving to the area? I mean, is there a common sort of theme as to why people have moved to Leytonstone from another area after initially being in another area?
Yeah, I mean, our feedback's been the affordability, really, because some people have been moving over from maybe West or North London where they're selling flats. They're obviously very expensive in those areas, and what they get here for value for money is a lot more. They could buy themselves a 3 or 4 bed house in a very greenery kind of nice location here in Leytonstone, and that's often the feedback that we've had.
Yeah, I was just going to say, actually, obviously you've got the best of both worlds, as a couple of people have mentioned today. You're either in the city in no time or you're out in the countryside in no time as well. Again, I take it that is a popular thing. Some people, I guess initially, some people don't realise how close they are to Epping Forest that came up earlier on.
Yeah, very, very close, and we take it for granted living in the local area, but yeah, people that are fresh, new to the area definitely see that as a good selling point.
One thing I'd like to mention, certainly to you, because I'm sure you know about it, is Browning Road, that sort of conservation area. Again, I don't suppose many people are actually aware it's a conservation area.
No, they don't. It's very quirky, and when people first come here, if they do sort of stumble across it, because perhaps they might not be familiar with it, we get very good feedback on that area. Get good prices too because of the location, and where it is.
Yeah, I would have assumed that would be the case. But again, I reckon there are people probably that have been here 5-10 years and maybe not even ventured down there, particularly if they're from, say, towards the further down south, as you were saying earlier, to that area.
Perhaps not. I'd like to think that most people that live in the area would be familiar with that part of Leytonstone, only because they probably would have stumbled across it if they're walking into Wanstead Flats or Wanstead Park.
Or going for a tipple at the North Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that's one that we didn't mention earlier, but it's off the beaten track, so it's a nice little sort of just a hideaway there for those in the know, and that'll hopefully be a few more people now that we've mentioned it anyhow. What would you say, though, the highlight of Leytonstone is at the moment when it comes to, say, evenings out?
Probably the new Red Lion. That's quite a popular one. It's quite different for the area, and it serves good food, and it's a nice place to be out at.
Great, because it used to be a pub before, then it was like a bar, South African sort of thing, and that closed down a little while ago, and as you say, it's gone back now to the Red Lion.
Yes.
So a lot of people, it's a welcome return, obviously. Others, it's just a new feature.
Yeah, very much so. I think where I live in the area as well as working here, I tend to see, people out and about socialising, and it does seem to be a different crowd that's going in there, so I think that's a good thing. People are obviously opening it up and taking it on and thinking, yeah, it's a good place to be.
Great, so Red Lion for drinks,
yes.
Yeah? How about food?
I like the Indian restaurant up the road, the Red Star, and I like the Thai place on Leytonstone High Road. That's very nice.
Great, some good recommendations there, excellent. Okay, so it looks like they don't only have to come to you if they're interested in property, people, but also if they want a bit of a history on the area, or certainly, they might, obviously when they're looking, they want a bit of this local information, of course, and it sounds like you've got it all wrapped up there and ready to dish out to those that need to know.
Yeah, definitely. I think because I live here, I've got an added advantage. When people ask me what it's like in the area, I can genuinely tell them what it is,
with a genuine response as well,
exactly.
Because as one of the locals.
Just my business, it's, where I live and I was born, so I'm better placed than most.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much indeed. Thanks a lot.